As you can see here, I'm actually getting the 4 bolts. I believe they're like 18 millimeters or 19 millimeters that take off the Getrag 360 to the bell housing, which is fairly simple. If you had a tight fit like I did, you have to get the cotter pin out to get the shifter knob outside of the Getrag 360. It's not too hard actually, but as you can see, it came right out. Just put it back in when you take the transmission out of the truck. Good old Harbor Freight, just using their standard transmission jack. My truck was just short enough for it, considering it's on a 6-inch lift. As you can see, size does matter. There's the ZF6 speed versus the Getrag 360. Here's a view of the mock-up of the transmission adapter plate from Cummins Conversion. This was beyond simple to install, just mocking everything up. This next picture you're seeing right here is actually the clearance that you'll need to make for the Ford starter. Here's another view of how much I actually had to cut out for the transmission tunnel because the ZF6 speed is so much bigger than the Getrag 360. Here's the transmission installed. Sadly, the footage got deleted some way or corrupted. I couldn't do anything about it, but here's me going over what I'm going to be doing with the transmission cross member. I'm going to cut it right there. Apply a liberal amount of Loctite for these bolts as they will be connecting to the crankshaft. As you know, Cummins like to vibrate a lot. You definitely don't want those bolts coming loose anytime. Remember to always torque to spec. You do not want to over torque these bolts, let alone break them off. That would not be a good day. I'm gradually pressing on the impact gun right here just to snug them up, and then going over with the torque wrench to their proper 55 foot-pounds, I believe it was. I'd have to double check, but making sure everything aligns properly. So as you can see here, I'm opening up the other box that holds the clutch, flywheel, and pressure plate. It's actually a very good kit. I've been driving around for about 3 weeks now. Super easy to install. You can see they actually even included the throwout bearing, which is really cool. Along with the again, grade 10.9 hardware to attach the flywheel to the flywheel spacer to the crank of the Cummins, which worked out really well. The fact that I used the 6.0 starter, which worked really well with everything. I did have to clearance the downpipe because I have a 4-inch exhaust now that it's going on the passenger side, unlike the normal Cummins, which is on the driver's side with the starter. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but overall not too bad of a deal. Yeah, an amazing kit. As you can see here, this is the spacer for the flywheel to allow the power stroke to have starter to have the proper clearance to engage and rotate this engine, which honestly it doesn't even skip a beat. It's such a great kit. I can't say enough great things about it. It was so simple to install. The only hard thing about it was making the transmission tunnel for a square body, which these transmissions are huge compared to the Getrag 360. So that honestly was what took me the most work getting this done, to button everything up. The kit itself, literally by myself with the Harbor Freight transmission jack, I think maybe only took me about 2 hours from start to finish to get everything in there, from taking the old transmission out, putting this one in, and even routing the new transmission cooler lines, because these transmissions actually run ATF as they have an internal oil pump. So that's why these things last so much longer also, because they run cooler. And he even included a tool to allow for the input shaft to align up nicely. And here you can see me just torquing everything down little by little up to the proper torque. I believe it was 25 foot-pounds. Again, these guys provide such an amazing kit. Everything's made in the USA. The torquing of the clutch onto the flywheel done. Check for proper input shaft clearance. Unfortunately, as you can see here, I got the transmission in, which was really easy, but I lost the footage of me putting it in. But it was much actually easier to install than the Getrag 360. Here you can see the transmission tunnel fabrication I'm going to have to do. I had to make a lot of room just to make sure that the bell housings of the 7.3 bolts would make a clearance if I ever needed to take this thing out, which was a pain in the butt for a square body. But somebody that's putting this in a Ford or a Dodge, I think you have a lot more room with the transmission tunnel than an old square body truck. As you can see here, you can see the drive shafts in the Ford F450 transmission cross tunnel. I cut it. It looks crooked right there, but believe it or not, everything is perfectly level and straight, and it allowed clearance for my drive shaft from the NP205 transfer case. Sips like butter. Look at that. Getrag would never ship that smooth. Literally just pinky it. Such an amazing kit. Close it again. Then reverse. Can even wear flip-flops now. Before I had to wear my boots.